You're on.
Jesus replied, "Where I am going, you cannot follow now, but you will follow later." Peter asked, "Lord, why can't I follow you? Now I will lay down my life for you." Then Jesus answered, "Will you really lay down your life for me? I tell you the truth, before the rooster crows, you will disown me 3 times. The relationship between Peter and Jesus was one of the most intense, intimate, passionate, fierce relationships in the Bible. No one had more one-on-one contact with Jesus, the Son of God, than Peter. No one got more feedback on their character, on their life, on their thoughts, their actions, than Peter himself. You see here, Peter in his zeal confidently told Jesus, "I will follow you until the end." But Jesus said, "Nope, the rooster's going to crow and you'll deny me 3 times. And of course, the rooster crowed and he denied him. Jesus was crucified. Peter fell away. He went back to his old lifestyle of fishing. And then Jesus resurrected on the 3rd day and came back in John 21, which is my main text. Jesus was just walking. He saw Peter and the other disciples fishing. And he came to them and he told them, of course, to cast that net. And they caught a lot of fish. And then you see this meeting that was set up so perfectly by Jesus in John chapter 21, verse 15. When they had finished eating, Jesus said to Simon Peter, "Simon, son of John, do you truly love me more than these?" "Yes, Lord," he said. "You know that I love you." Jesus said, "Feed my lambs." You can imagine just Peter, what he was feeling, waiting in anticipation for the response from Jesus after he had just fallen away. He said so confidently, "I will follow you." But he didn't. Yeah. The guilt, the arrogance that he was wrestling in his mind, and I know this all too well. Peter is the man that I can relate to more than any man in the Bible. I know what it's like to arrogantly look in the face of someone, Dave Bliley, who told me, "Bro, when you get ready for a study, you need to prepare." And I'm like, yeah, okay. And I wouldn't. Yeah. I would arrogantly say, but I wouldn't listen to his advice. And that was the mistake that Peter made. And that caused him to fall away in his arrogance. But the response from Jesus is the most phenomenal response. Jesus didn't chastise him. He didn't criticize him. He didn't look down upon him. He didn't scorn him. But he says, "Do you truly love me?" And Peter, of course, says, "Yes." And he says, "Feed my lambs." And what we can learn from this passage is Jesus gives us second chances. Amen. But when he gives us second chances, he doesn't just say, "It's okay, don't worry about what you did." He calls us to really examine our hearts, but then he calls us back to the mission. All right. Peter says, "I love you, Jesus." And Jesus says, "Well, feed my lamb. Feed my sheep." So when we get caught, as I did, in sin, pride, arrogance, denying Jesus, rejecting Jesus, disobeying Jesus, we're not supposed to, just sit in it and just, in this guilt trip like Judas, hang ourselves spiritually. But we're called back by Jesus to focus on the mission.
All right. Way to go, brother.